Good morning, everyone. Happy Monday. I hope you all had a lovely Thanksgiving. Uh, However you chose to celebrate or not celebrate. I have an extra day off, so I am going to make sure I do more relaxing and resting today and just, I don't know, we'll see what kind of shenanigans I can get up to today. My Thanksgiving went well. It was actually the most fun I've had in a while. I have not laughed that hard in a long time. I was with my brother and his wife and my little sister and some of my nephews, and family friend. Just good time, good food, played some games. Oh, goodness, the games. And I've realized my family, especially one sibling, has a much darker, twisted sense of humor than I realized. Won't go into details about that, but anyway, it was a good time. So I hope you all had a great holiday as well. Coming up on Christmas, and I hope, ooh, that's a handful. Hope you all have wonderful Christmas with folks as well. Okay, here we go. And I have some friends that I do this with at work, and sometimes they close their eyes to pick a card, and other times not. What am I feeling today? What's our message for the week? Let's pick one from here. Okay. Did any of you have an opportunity this week to show grace during a challenge? I know nobody's really been commenting, but I do hope that this is reaching people to, I don't know, help them with a journal prompt or just help them think about something they may need to be doing differently in their life in a positive way. Okay. So, again, for those of you that can read backwards, you're awesome. And I will read it here in just a second. Okay. Today's card, or this week's card, is Keep Your Heart Open. Whatever I do in life, I do it with an open heart, open to new chances, new bonds, and yes, even new pains. I stay vulnerable because I know that's how real connections are made. I do my best to keep an open mind and an open heart about things. And I encourage that in other people. I think it's the only way to truly embrace everything that the world has to offer. It helps us in understanding our own behaviors in relationships, regardless of the type of relationship. And if you don't have an open heart and an open mind, then you miss out on the beauty of experiences that are outside of your norm. So, for example, in my life, I moved around a lot as a military wife, and moved around a few other places for a different reason. But had I not had an open heart and an open mind, I don't know that I would have enjoyed being in totally different states, and in some ways different cultures too, because the way things are up here in New England is very different than South Mississippi, where I did spend some time. So just that's one example. So the challenge for this week is another interesting challenge. Consider forgiving someone or releasing a grudge you've been holding on to. This also sort of fits in with the one from last week, showing grace during challenging times. Forgiveness is tricky because a lot of people misunderstand what it means and think that forgiving someone means giving them an opportunity to do the same thing to you again. And that is really dependent on whether or not you continue to stay in the relationship, and set healthy boundaries. But and forgiveness is not easy. There are people in my life who did a lot of damage, and I struggled with forgiving them. For me, with some people, it was forgive and just move on with my life and not allow them to be in my life at all, or a significantly reduced presence in my life. Other folks, minor infractions, and I say that, some things are easier to forgive. Forgiveness does not mean forget. It just means that you're not carrying around that pain anymore. You're not allowing what someone did to you to affect your daily life. And there's a lot more to forgiveness than that, but trying to keep this video short to not go over the time. Really think about that. Like, maybe make a list of people who you've been angry with for a long time, and go down that list and really think about, what does it mean for me to forgive this person? Does that mean that I keep the relationship and try to move on in a different way with that relationship? Does it mean I have to cut that person out completely? But I also want to mention this. Forgiving yourself is a huge thing. No one is perfect. And there are times when I think we carry around unnecessary guilt for something, or we blame ourselves for something that we really didn't have any control over. There's no way we could have controlled the situation or the outcome of something. So maybe what this message is for some of you out there, is to forgive yourself. Maybe you do need to apologize to someone, and an apology is not just words. I do want to say that. It's, if you are genuinely sorry for doing something to somebody, that means to change the behavior. Again, it's not easy, and it won't happen overnight, because we are all human and we are all fallible. But forgiveness and letting go of things can sometimes be the only way we can get unstuck. That may be something we talk about later. My ex-husband and I forgave each other. My second husband. If we had not forgiven each other and not had an open heart and an open mind, we would not have been able to co-parent. We would not have been able to come back into a friendship relationship and actually be there to support each other when it was really needed the most. And that relationship was a very significant relationship in my life, so it may come up frequently. However, just like it says, consider forgiving someone or release a grudge. And you don't even have to acknowledge it to that person if you don't want to. It's here. It's all here. Anyway, have a lovely day. And I hope that your heart can be opened again. Love you all.